Good afternoon, everybody. It is March 5th, 2018. I am making another video today of how to replace the bearing on a rotary hoe. You've got the actual hoe part, the spiked wheel that goes around and around that actually does all the work. There's a little bearing that is inside of that. So today I'm going to show you how to replace the bearing on one of those spiked wheels. A brand new wheel cost about $45. I have replaced a couple of those. Some of these spiked wheels probably should be replaced, like the one I'm going to work on today probably needs to be replaced. But for a rotary hoe, I bought for I think $350 at a local auction in Clinton, Missouri. I paid $350, somewhere around there. It would cost almost $2,200 to replace brand new spiked wheels on each one of the rows. So I'm going to show you guys today a cheap, simple way to fix the bearing inside of the rotary hoe. It just takes inside of the spike wheel, it just takes about 30 minutes to do. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you guys the process to do it. Alright, so we're back in the shed here in the barn, and it's windy outside, so you wouldn't be able to hear a lot of what I was saying. So I moved it inside. What I'm doing this on is actually I'm going to stand up and get a better view of it. It's actually a homemade press that I made just out of some old pipe. I just welded something up, and I'm just going to do most of the work here on the cross member of the press wheel. So as you can tell, there are these spikes on the spiked wheel that these are worn down pretty significantly. So my overall goal is to just use this year, and probably next year probably either replace each one of the spiked wheels or get another new rotary hoe. Like I said, brand new spiked wheels about $45 per row, and it does look a lot different. It's probably, these are worn down, well, I'd say 2.5 inches around the whole wheel, and it in all honesty should be replaced. Now as you can tell, I'm gonna stick my finger in here, you cannot turn that bearing at all. It is locked up, 100% locked up. So what we got to do is, you have these rivets, okay? You got to take an angle grinder or grinder of whatever you got, grind out these rivets, all right? And you got to do that on both sides. So this flange at that point will be somewhat loose. You'll have to take a punch, and I'll show you in a minute. Take a punch to actually punch the rest of the rivet out through the other side to get one side of the flange off, and then you'll probably have to take it out and out of the other flange too. I recommend that you use a 2 or 3 pound sledgehammer, a pair of gloves to hold on to the punch, because it'll vibrate the crap out of your hand. And then as soon as you get all that done, then you're going to put this little bad boy in there. I've already replaced probably 9 or 10 of them, and they're at Sloan Express. They're $3.09 a piece. Just type in rotary hoe bearing, and I'll include a screenshot of what the SKU number is and all that. Relatively inexpensive. Shoop is the next best source for replacing these bearings, and I believe they're closer to $5. Everything else, if you go to Tractor Supply, yeah, they'll have it. True Value will have them, but they're gonna be pretty expensive. True Value I think was $12 a bearing, and Tractor Supply I think was closer to $8. So name of the game is to accomplish the goal and save as much money as possible, and also you want to increase your ROI, your bottom line. This is one of the things that has to be done, has to be working in order to farm organically. Got a rotary hoe, it does help. So we're going to give it a shot. Stay tuned and I'll show you the rest of the video. We're going to start out by, I'm going to grind off these rivets and show you what the next step from there is. Alright guys, we got the rivets ground off, and now the next step in the process is to punch them through. I got the rivets ground on both sides, as you can tell. If you're doing this, just expect that you're going to take some metal out of this flange. So as you can tell, kinda, I took just a little bit, maybe 1/16 of an inch, too much. But if you take just a little bit too much, as I drop the dang thing, you take off just a little bit too much, it's better to do that than taking not enough. So yeah, all right, well, as soon as I punch a couple of these through, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm just using regular old punch, has a little point on it, and my trusty old 3-pound sledge. Small sledge, you don't want to go too heavy, because by the end of this you are going to be very tired. All right, see you in a second. All right, here we go. I propped up my phone. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. Alright, this may be one I got to drill out. Being up on this press, this homemade press, it may be vibrating too much. I may have to go back out on the old I-beam or on the vise to really get it. You want to eliminate as much of the vibration as possible, transfer all of the kinetic energy into the rivet itself, and hopefully bust that thing through. If not, you got to drill it out, which, yeah, you can drill it out. It doesn't take as much time as this, but you tend to drill into the actual individual spike itself back here by the bearing. But it looks like it's coming. Yeah, this side's actually coming loose a little bit more than the other side. Oh yeah. This side's about out. Put the beam there. Alright. Just about through on this side. Alright, there you go. Half the flange with the bearing. Pick up my phone here and show you. Alright. So, this is the bearing that we're getting ready to pop out. And you can still tell, as my phone focuses in, you still have these rivets Okay, we still got to punch those out, and it's still not very easy. If we have to, we'll drill them out, but it's not, that's not the preferred method, my preferred method. So we'll go ahead and see if we can't tap that bearing out. And there it is. You wonder why that bearing was rusted out or wouldn't turn. That would be why. That was the culprit. So what we do with that is throw it out there. Junk. And what we'll do is we will wire wheel this flange off. Now these flanges can also be bought. So if you ruin one, don't be too upset, because they're only like $1 a piece. So an extra $2, and for a lot of you guys, and even for me, I probably should just go ahead and replace them while I'm doing this, but I'm a little stubborn. So next step is I'm going to get the rest of these rivets out of these spikes, because they all have these holes. Some of them are filled in with dirt and junk, but they all have them. And see, like right here, as you can tell. But yeah, so I'll see you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, we got that second flange off, and I didn't booger it up too bad, but as you can tell, there is a little burr of metal that holds it, and it'll bend up if you don't grind enough, like I didn't. So now we gotta get the rest of those rivets out of them spikes, and then we'll be good to go.